calling equal collision of your love and hate, talking about where your love and hate meet. Talking about where your love and hate meet. I think it was someone that mentioned this yesterday about the fact that how about what you love and hate? And I can't remember who mentioned that. And I told the person that we're going to be having similar conversation today about the importance of identifying what we are called to do when we look at where our love and hate meet. You know, sometimes you are irritated by some things and you are excited about some things. And you know, as human beings, sometimes we are just not very conscious of some things that are happening to us. Because if we are conscious of those things that are happening, we realize that there's a reason why I like this thing and someone else does not like it. In fact, the fact that I like it and someone does not like it should be a pointer to the fact that, you know, if you are given to asking questions, then you ask yourself, okay, so why is it that I like this and someone else does not like it? What makes the difference, really? That this is what I like, this is what I love to do, this is what I enjoy doing, and someone else does not like to do it. And like I was saying yesterday about, okay, it was Faith, his sister is Peace, and they are twins, and he was saying and they're so identical physically, but then she's so different from the sister. So different. Even though they are both ladies from the same womb, born on the same day, to the same parent, raised the same home, probably went to the same primary and secondary school, probably in the same class, by the same teacher, but the interests are just different. And that should tell us something about ourselves, about the fact that there's just something about us as humans that we really cannot joke with as far as our interest is concerned. So if we don't trivialize our interest, in the sense that we don't see our interest as a chance. You know, sometimes we see a lot of things as chance, like it's like it just happened, Jerry. It's like it's a chance. It's like if you sit down and look at your life, and we are going to discuss that maybe today or tomorrow about experiences, and you look at your life from when you grew up to where you are right now, you might think some of those things are just by chance, but if you look at where you are right now and you compare what has happened, somehow you can begin to put pieces and pieces together and realize that maybe it was great that I had those experiences. And I'm bringing that to the fact that why is it that you love something and someone else does not? And which is why you can really not accuse someone for what okay, for example, I was talking to someone, okay, was it yesterday that we're discussing, the lady was talking, when we're talking about, what was it we were talking about that a lady talked about the fact that some pastors are lazy? That's why when we're talking about this, that a number of pastors are not called to the pastor. They're probably an evangelist, they are probably a teacher, but they are pastor. So they are not taking care of the flock. And someone will feel, that last pastor was very nice. This one is not even. Because it's comparing them, thinking they are called to do the same thing. And it doesn't make us to really understand that these people are two different people with different interests. What they consider important. So if you don't have that knowledge, you think this person is not a good pastor, or it's not you begin to judge and begin to castigate, not knowing that now, and that person will have other good parts that you probably are not looking at, but maybe the other person was visiting very well. And this person is like he doesn't even care. He's like, doesn't even care. You know what I'm saying? He's not caring. He's not caring. That other person is caring. Why are you saying it? You have defined care already. And your definition of care is that the person finds time to come and visit you. And this other person, he has other good parts, but you're not looking at that good part because this is the one you like. I'm just trying to paint a picture before us, our interests and the things we love and the things we probably hate. God made us to respond to things via our temperament, emotion, and passion. So your emotion and passion are not an accident at all. but they are built in you to be a pointer to your calling, to what you are called to do. Because if you don't have that interest, if you don't love it, then you are not likely going to do it. If you don't love it, you're not likely going to do it. But because you love it, that's why you are doing it. So that interest, and this should tell us that if you become interested in something that it seems different from others, then check it very well. I think one of the objectives of this particular year boot camp is to make us become more conscious of things we probably are not very conscious about, or we are not sensitive to, but which is a point at telling us that, look, watch this area, watch this thing. Why is it that you're interested in this? Why is it that every other person around you are not interested in it? So we respond in different ways. So God put in us different feelings because of the different assignment that He has given us. Why is it that some Christians will be moved to solve a particular problem, while some other Christians in the same church do not feel the same? They don't feel the same. They don't. Doesn't mean they are not interested, but they don't just. The way someone else is it's not. And you will think, why is he doing that? But someone else have that feeling. Your passion, your response, your attitude, your reaction are based on what you are called to do. They are based on what you are called to do. That interest is coming from somewhere. It's coming from something inside. Some women are passionate about children, while some are not passionate about children, because they have a different calling in their life. The objective of this topic is to enable you to use your passion to locate your calling. Remember, to receive your full allocation from life, you must locate your location. To receive your full allocation from life, you must locate your own location. If you don't locate your own location, you might be able to do some stuff in life, but you might be suboptimal. It's like you are operating at 20, 30%, and it looks great, but you could have operating at 90, 100%. You need to begin to look for things that cause an opposite passion in you. Where does this collusion happen? Whatever caused a collusion in you, of passion in you, is something that is worth checking. So for example, if this place looks very dirty, some people will come in and sit down. They just sit down. Some people cannot stand it. And if it's clean, some people will like it. They will notice it that it's clean. If it's not clean, they will notice it. Some people, it's clean, no? It's not clean, no? They are indifferent. You will be wondering, and this is a big challenge in homes, actually. It's a big challenge in home, I'm telling you. Because sometimes, if you don't understand your husband, your wife, it might be an issue. Which is where studying and understanding each other become extremely important. Because it's like, why is he not interested in this? Why is he not interested in this? Why are you not concerned about this? You mean it didn't even occur to you? It didn't even occur to you at all. So, this passion are the passion of love and the passion of hate. The passion of love and the passion of hate. Let's say on one hand, you love your country, you love the beauty of the country, you love the nature of the country, you love the people of the country, you love the language of the country. At the same time, you hate the country because of the corruption, of the wanton and senseless killing. You hate the country. You hate the country. There's a thin line between love and hate for your country. It is the love for the country that drives you to want to study and learn what to do to change the country. To study. So someone says, so how do you know what you are passionate among them? No. The fact that you love it and hate the opposite is that you want the positive. So I'm trying to respond to Faith's question. So let's look for example of the person that loves clean environment and hate a dirty environment. That means he will be eager and happy to make a dirty environment to become clean. That means he enjoys making that negative to become positive because he loved the positive. I don't know if I'm answering Faith's question. Because he loved the positive. So he loved the positive. That's why he hates the negative. He loved the positive. That's why he hates the negative. So, so there's a thin line between love and hate for the country. It is love of the country that drives you to want to study and learn what to do to change the country. But on the other hand, the hatred makes you to identify the wrong thing that you would like to change. When these two things are happening inside one man, then destiny is beckoning on you. Calling is showing itself in you. Those are things not to be joked with or to be shelved aside, but to consider again and to observe again and to probably learn more about. Some Christians are very much in love with great family values, but at the same time, they are so worried about the fact that some family values, some family have no value. Some family has no value. Some are they are so passionate about inculcating in the children the right value. Like the lady yesterday that was talking about the fact that, okay, it was online. I think it was Ruth that was saying yesterday that she wants to she likes to teach children values. She would be very disappointed, disgusted, sad, and hate to see a child that lacks home training. A child that misbehaves. Why? Because of her love to help those that are having the need. I mean, that they love to help those that are not having such values. And by the way, that is, I think, that value, which is why we must commend someone like Ruth and support whatever it is they are doing. That value is the biggest challenge in our country today. That value, the value. You know, sometimes some things will happen. Some people will say, what's wrong with it? Some people will say, no, that's wrong. Some people say, why is it wrong? The reason why we look at the same thing and we have different view about what is right or wrong is because of value. And the fact that we're in a society where people are becoming fast and atheists, they will ask you. And this is where atheists sometimes get it wrong, in the sense that they will ask you, there's nothing like right or wrong. Then when something is wrong, they say, says who? Says who? Who said that it's wrong? No, who said it? You say God. They don't even have a reference point. God is not a reference point at all. So if you are saying God, they don't even want to listen to you. Now, so someone make an analogy, said, if I carry a day-old baby and I carry a knife and I slash the throat of the baby and it's your son, what will you do? How will you feel? Is that good or bad? He said, but that's bad. Oh, says who? No, says who? So that means you really know something is good or bad. And the argument is that if you say something is good or bad, that means you believe in moral law. If you believe in moral law, that means there must be a moral law giver. And we choose to call the moral law giver God. You can choose to call him whatever it is. So, and the argument is that even though you are atheist, you believe there is morality. If you believe in morality, then someone gave morality. Someone gave a standard for mentioning morality. Now, you might not want to call the person God, but we choose to call him God. Even though you choose not to call him God. But there's a standard of morality, which, even though you might not believe in God, is ingrained in you. Somehow you just feel something are wrong, something are bad. How did you come about it? How did you come about it? But that's the argument of atheists. That's the argument of atheists. Now, look at this. If someone said, there's a video I watched, someone said rape being wrong is relative because wrong or right is relative. That is the argument. This is exactly the argument. So this particular argument, someone was confronted an atheist, he now said, if you have a 3-year-old daughter and I raped your daughter, how will you feel? Oh, you clap for me. You clap for me and be happy with me that I raped your 3-year-old daughter. You know, it's like people are just hiding behind one finger and trying to hide. No. Someone drop a message. No, just talking about right or wrong. The fact that they say it's relative. You know, that this concept of relativity everywhere, particularly on campuses, trying to tell us that there's nothing like right or wrong. But those same people, if, like I said, their 3 or 2-year-old daughter is raped, what will you do? You leave the person, and you caught the person red-handed. What will you do? You let the person go, and you'll be clapping for him. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You say what? So the issue is they are not being truthful. Because given their circumstances, deep down inside them, there is a concept of right or wrong. Only that they don't want to accept it because it's from God, and they don't believe in God. So it's like, I'm contradicting myself. Yes. Okay, yes. That statement is right or wrong. Yeah. If the statement is right, how do you know it's right? So you believe it right or wrong? Because your statement is right. Your statement is right. Your statement is right. It's like you apply it only in some situation. When it comes to some other area, you don't touch it. So if that's the truth, then let's apply it universally. But I mean, that's the situation that we find people today. So some Christians are so much in love with family values, while some others are not. For this person, if our calling is to fight to enthrone family values in society and dethrone bad family values. You know, like I was saying yesterday, that there are so many things we need to change in our country. But if everybody discover what they are called to do and focus on it, I'm telling you, our country will be changed in no time. Because you realize that most countries that are developed, there are people that take it up by themselves as a responsibility. And I mean personal responsibility to solve problems in their country. As in, they just take it up, they accept the responsibility to be a solution provider. And you know what I discovered? When they begin to do it, government want to identify with them. In fact, government want to take the glory. We provide the enabling environment. We provide the enabling environment. If not, it's because we maintain peace. If there's no peace, you can't do what you have done. So we provide the enabling. So you should thank us. No, sincerely. And that's the beauty of it. Because then they will be able to support you to do it even bigger. Because you have been able to do it well. But you know why you did it? Despite the challenges, because you love what you're doing. And I keep going back to that lady that is doing street to school. She's just an amazing example for me. An amazing example. That she's doing street to school. And today, she has international sponsors. Everybody wants to identify with her. The community self, even in the community, not just in the community, they love her like, that's why she could get a land, that's why she could get a place, that's why she could do what she's doing, and she is growing by the day. Why? She saw a need, seeing children out of school, and she started taking them to school, putting them in different schools, supporting them in schools, and got to a level where they are now much, and he decided to set up a school for them herself. And then the students keep growing, and the parent pay no dime, from the shoe to the clothing to the bag to the books, taken care of by people that don't know those children. So imagine if every one of us can really take responsibility for those things that are our concern. Now, this lady, you would think there are people committed to funding that school every month. She will never be hungry. You know why? The scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness. Say, all these things shall be added. And the kingdom of God is not in meat and drink, but righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Ghost. This lady is making family happy. And you know what? She has a pulpit to reach out to those children. She doesn't need to enough and mentor them and give them right values in life. Why? Because she just took up the responsibility to help. So that tells us that there are so much we can do as far as the gospel is concerned, as far as the kingdom is concerned, to be able to do much more than we even can do if only we can accept the responsibility about what we are called to do and do something about it. This interception of love and hate for the same area of life is a sign of calling. And I dare say, the reason why we will not be effective as individuals in any task in life, either on our job, in life, in ministry, in everything, in anything, the reason why we will not be effective is because we don't love what we are doing, or we don't hate when what we are doing even is not doing well. We don't love what we are doing, or we don't hate seeing that this thing is not doing well or it's not going right. Because we all need passion as humans. As individuals in life, the only thing that keeps you going when there is no monetary value as a benefit for what you are creating to bless the world is just passion. A passion of love or hatred for that particular thing. For some other people, it is passion or love for very clean environment, passionate love for very clean environment, or passionate hatred for a very dirty environment. For some believers passionately love to see people become born again, while some hate to see people living in sin and are eager to witness to them. Whereas some other Christians, look at this, don't even bother about those in sin, even though they still go out to preach, but they are more interested in following up on those people. Just ensure that they are established. And you know that's why it takes a lot of wisdom to be effective as a pastor, sincerely, because if you don't identify the gift of everybody that you have working with you, and be able to ensure the square peg and the square hole, the round peg and the round hole, you might have a lot of people, but you are not able to maximize or use them to achieve the objective or you want to use them to achieve. So some people are not bothered about the people in sin, even though they still go out to preach. Some are not even interested in evangelism, but love to follow up on those that are saved and hate to see them backslide. Some hate prostitution. There's a lady I mentioned. I also like to give the testimony of this lady. This lady is a lecturer, a mathematician in one of the private universities. You know what she told me? How did I even meet her? She wants to do business. That's why I met her. She wants to do business. So she was asking me some questions. Why does she want to do business? Now, this is a very good way to do business. She's a lecturer, so she's not hungry. She's very comfortable. She's an associate professor of mathematics. And she said, she's so eager. She hates to see ladies who are into addiction, drug addiction, smoker, drunkard, and prostitute. So around the area where her private university is, he said there are about 50 brothels. He said there are about 50 brothels. So you know what she does? She goes there every time, evening, to go and talk to them. And you know, sometimes when you see people do things, that's why sometimes it's not good for us to, it's good for us to investigate and know why people do what they do. Particularly when people have to do some of those things to survive. She met a girl, 16, 17, who come every holiday, a student of Unila, come every holiday to do prostitution, to make money, to be able to pay her school fees. To pay her school fees. To pay her school fees. She was not asking them. In fact, when she became, I think, 59 at the time I met her. No, she was 60 already. She said her 59th birthday, she went to do it in a brothel. About 35, 50 of them were there, but 35 of them gave life to Christ. So it's been a lot of work following them up. She goes to pick them every Sunday morning to church. And she said, she realized it's tough for them not to go back because they need to eat. And there's nothing else they know that have worked than prostitution. So she now wants to start a business. She now wants to start a business to empower them. So she wants to be producing something so that they can be selling to earn a living. And she said, these are life projects. So she will soon retire as lecturer. This is what she wants to do. And she's not happy that she's just discovering it at 59. But she's happy, at least. At least she discovered it and she started doing something about it. She hates to see the people in that state. She loves to see them do the right thing. I'm basically saying that, so maybe you have also been seeing that around. You see people, you're sad at their state. The fact that, and some people are not bothered about it, does not mean the people are wicked or they are evil. It's just telling you that we have, if all of us love the same thing, the world is so boring. And everybody will just be doing the same thing. So it was great that all of us have interest in different things, so that every problem in every part of the society can be solved. So some have great love for those that are well informed and are able to take good decisions, but they passionately hate ignorance that make people to take wrong decisions. Passionately, and that's one thing, sincerely, I think what is my own issue. I'm very disturbed to see people take decisions. When people take decisions, and I look at the reason behind that decision, I just realize that it's because of economics. They are not thinking of themselves and the future. They are only thinking of what to eat and what to drink. And what's painful is that these people are Christians. And Jesus said, labor not for the meat that perisheth. And I'm asking myself, is it that you don't understand what that means? That if I'm going to take a destiny-sensitive decision, it shouldn't be based on what to eat and drink. Because when I base on what to eat and drink, I'm going to miss calling. I'm going to miss purpose. I'm going to miss things that I'm doing for him. So that means that I'm not doing what I'm doing because of him. Even though he sent me here for a reason, I'm doing it because of myself. And because of what I want to eat and what I want to drink. But what we don't realize is that when I decide to do what he wants me to do, he will take care of me. He will take care of me. It's just a principle. He will. He said, the better of the field, they labor not. They didn't spin. They don't gather into band. He said, but God knows what they need. And as long as we are within what we're supposed to be doing, he will. Why? You know why? Whenever you create value, you attract wealth. How do you create value? You solve a problem. Anytime you solve a problem, a social problem, any problem in society, anytime you solve a problem, you attract wealth. And the wealth might not be coming from the people that receive the value. It might be coming from people who appreciate your effort. Which is why social enterprise is very important. Social enterprise is very important. There are some things you are called to do that the only way you can do it is to do it as NGO, social enterprise. It's going to, so that means people will have to support. No problem. Just start first. There's just a little way, a small way you can start. Just little, small. There's just a small way you can start. If only you are doing it, and you also understand the law of gestation. That it's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. But because you love it, you are going to continue. Because you love it. If you don't love it, you are not going to continue. In fact, that's why our passion is so important. Because that's the only thing that keeps you going whenever you are facing challenge in any endeavor as human. The only thing that keeps you going. The only thing that keeps you going. The only thing that keeps you going is passion. The love for that thing. Or the hatred for that thing getting spoiled or damaged. There are many examples in scriptures. Many examples in scriptures. Look at Moses. Moses loved the children of Israel. He hates their enemies and those that were enslaving them. He hated them so much that he had to kill an Egyptian who was fighting an Israelite. He hated what was being done to them and hated the way they were being treated. Jesus loved sinners but hated their sins. So he came down and died for them. Take inventory of your passion. Take inventory of your emotion. Take inventory of your responses and your reaction. Check those things that are causing bitterness in you, anger in you. It makes you sad whenever you see it. You hope to change it when you have such opportunity. What is it? Some don't know the reason for their anger, the reason for their hatred for a particular thing. So they ignorantly run away from it. By doing this, they are running away from destiny. They don't like the way they feel because they are unable to interpret the way they feel. There's a guy that said, you know what this guy does? He goes to take children who are destitute, got a place for them, get a home. He hates to see children sleep under the bridge, so he goes there in the night. In this Lagos, looking for children under the bridge to create home for them. That's the only thing that worries him. You just cannot imagine children sleeping under the bridge. Teenagers. Some of them even not teenagers yet. Begging on the street, sleeping under the bridge. But many people see them. They are indifferent. Not because they hate them. Those people probably have other things that really interest them. The kind of problem they would like to solve. So take inventory of your passion, your emotion, your responses, your reaction. Check those things that are causing bitterness in you, and you hope to change. Some don't know the reason for this, like I said earlier. If you have hatred and love for the same thing, it's a sign that God has equipped you to solve that problem. And that is why you should not run away from it. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from it. Don't run away from it. You remember, Esther had a situation like this. God used the love of Esther for her people and the hatred for injustice that is about to happen to them to fulfill her calling. Esther said, go gather all the Jews that are present in Shushan and fast ye for me. Neither eat or drink 3 days, day or night. I also and my maiden will fast likewise. And so I will go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And he said, if I perish, I perish. If you love what you do, you are willing to die for it. Someone said, a man that has not found what he is ready to die for has not started living. Something that is willing to give his life for. He has not started living. Why? Because he has not found something that is ready to give his entire life for. We should have something that drives our life so that we don't just exist but living. What does it mean to live? To be alive. What does it mean to be alive? To be fruitful. What does it mean to be fruitful? To be of value to humanity. To be of value to humanity. No wonder Jesus said, let your light so shine before men that they will see your good works and glorify your Father. And he said, ye are the light of the world. That's why I told us yesterday that don't do things. You might discover a gift in you because of where you live or the church you attend or what you do in church or the school you attend or what you do in school. But don't restrict yourself to that locality because he said you are the light of the world and you are the salt of the earth. And today technology has made it possible that I can be in Nigeria and be creating value for people abroad. I can be in Nigeria and be creating value for people in different parts of the world. It is the love that you have that will make you to take risk, to save the situation. That is why she said, if I perish, I perish. There's another man called Nehemiah. Nehemiah's case was very peculiar. You know why? Many people were aware of the fact that Jerusalem wall was broken down. But people are not concerned. They're not bothered about it. They're not bothered about it. You know, and God, God works in an interesting way. That's why I said God is an orchestrator of circumstances. God planted him in the place where he can have the authority to go and fix it. He doesn't just have the passion. He doesn't just have the passion. He doesn't just have the passion, he was also in the right location. He was also in the right location. Because God is an orchestrator of circumstance. That's why, as human, the day we realize that whatever privilege we have in life, or whatever you have achieved in life, there's a reason why you have that opportunity. And that opportunity is not because of you. It's never about you. It's never about you. You know, until, I don't know why, as humans sometimes, we just allow our economics to drive everything we do. So someone gets a good position, the next thing he's thinking is how to amass wealth, how to embezzle, if it's something he will do, how to just make himself happy, or to make money such that unborn generation will have enough. You know why? Selfish. That position is not yours. There's nothing we own. Why? For you brought nothing to this world. That position is not yours. The child is not yours. The house is not yours. The car is not yours. Everything you have, you are at best a steward. A steward. That means it is trusted into your hand to be used for the person that sent you here. You didn't send yourself here. It's entrusted into your hand. So with that mindset, you are mindful of everything you do with it. This man was planted in that palace for a reason. To be able to have the authority. If he was not in that palace, do you know what he faced? They blackmailed him. That's the first blackmail I saw. They lied and they told him this is what we are going to go and tell about you. And they told him this face. They blackmailed him. How can people be so wicked? But he had the backing of the king. He had the backing of the king. He had the financial backing, the resources, and the power to go and do it. And he was in a position to, because no other person that had that body can even fix the world in the first place. He was not just skilled in project management. Was he killed? So it's like everything about Nehemiah worked for the rebuilding of that world, just like Joseph. And and that's why, what's the name? Mordecai told Esther, he said, maybe you are in the kingdom for such a time like this. That's the way we should think as humans. Maybe you have this opportunity for this reason, for this reason, for this reason. So immediately you have that sense, you don't own it again. You see yourself as a steward. Then that if that's the reason, that means this opportunity should be used for social purpose. Else, I will blow it up because that opportunity will not last forever. It will not last forever. So if you blow it up, you'll have deemed yourself being useless. And that means you are not a good custodian of the privilege and the resources. And the implication of that is that maybe you'll not be considered for another thing. Joseph knew that he had the privilege he had to serve his people. And he told his brother, no, you didn't send me here. Each time I read that, he said, so you mean this guy, he said, God sent me here. But we saw how they sold you now. He said, no, you just allow yourself to be used. Now, can you see what I said earlier in the morning, that when people make themselves available for the devil and they want to do the evil, they will do the dirty job now. But somehow, that dirty job they are doing, God has already arranged in front to make it work together for good. Joseph was going to go to Egypt anyway, because there was going to be famine anyway, and he has to get there somehow, either by decide to go there himself or some people will sell him. And selling makes sense because then he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have money, he doesn't have anything. So he was enjoying free food. Okay, it's not free, he was working, I mean. He was working, at least he was adding value in that house. But I'm basically saying that Joseph could do what he did because he realized why he was in that position. That's why he told his brother, there is famine, and this famine is for 14 years. You know what? For 7 years. After this plenty. You guys have to relocate to this place. Because I was sent here to preserve you. He understood that. He understood. It's so important for us as humans to know that every position we have is for a reason. It's when we don't know the reason for that position that we think it's for us. And because we think it's for us, you know what we do? We blow it up. We squander it. We destroy it. And that's the danger of selfishness. When you think only about yourself. I don't understand how someone will just be thinking only about himself, me, myself, and I, me, myself, and I, me. That's no way to live. You know, I was saying yesterday that some Christians will say, no, me, I'm contented. I don't, the love of money is the root of evil. I don't need money. When the Christians say that, that's the most selfish Christian I've seen. You know why he's saying that? He doesn't think of others. So because he has enough, that's okay. So he doesn't think that he has a responsibility to make more to be a blessing to others. He doesn't have that. That is not his in reality. And because that's not his reality, he will be forming contentment. But in the deepest part of his soul, is selfishness that is there. Because he's not thinking of others. Even though Jesus said, I was hungry, you fed me. I was naked, you clothed me. Basically talking about the fact that when you help people and be a blessing to human beings, that's when you serve me. And that's why your calling must be about people. It must be about people. It can't be about yourself. It must be about problem solving for people. It must be people-oriented. If it's going to be indeed from God. But if it's about yourself, it can never work. Nehemiah was so sad that he fasted for days due to the hatred he had for what is happening to his people. He loved to see his people build that wall and was ready to make sacrifice for it. And it came to pass when I heard these words that I sat down and wept and mourned certain days and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. And you know what? God used this love and hate to direct the direction of this man until that wall was built. And he got favor. First, the king noticed it. And the king was interested. And he was afraid that, I hope I've not done. And then he told the king, and the king said, what do you want to do? And he supported him with everything he needed. And the day he arrived, that night, he walked around to check. And he assembled the team, and they started building, and they finished in 52 days. What was for many years. And they finished, and they were pressurized to stop. But he was ready to die to ensure that wall was built. That's what passion does in us. That's what passion does in us. Paul the apostle was so much in love with God, and he hated those that do not love God, and those that are against the truth. And that made him to be able to do so much work. Do you notice that this man was wrongly passionate, killed believers, but when he changed also, he was a terror to the people. The same people he was defending before. Having discovered that his love and hate intersection is a sign of the area of his calling where you are supposed to be operating, the next thing to do is to develop yourself in those areas. Develop yourself in those areas. It's not enough to discover it, it's to develop yourself in those areas. So you now ask yourself, okay, now having discovered this area, what, and I think for 2021, I'm believing God that in the course of this program, a number of us are going to have discovered ourselves. But in 2021, you now have a task. And the task you have in 2021 is to develop yourself in this area. That's the task we have. To develop yourself. Get all the material you can. Look, idea will not come to your mind if you don't think. You will not be able to think if there are no raw material to think. You will not have raw material to think if you are not develop your mind and have enough information in your mind in that area. So beginning to read and learn about that area is the first thing we need to do. As much as possible, as you're discovering it, you are reading and learning and reading and learning and reading and learning in that area as much as possible. Why? To develop your mind. You read to a level, idea will be coming up in your head. Idea will be coming up. Look, if idea is not coming up in your head yet, you have not read enough. You have not read enough. Until you reach to that level in that area, and you begin to see solution to problem in that area, then you are getting closer. Because idea will begin to pop up in your mind. Idea will begin to pop up in your mind. Idea will begin to pop up. Why is that idea popping up in your mind? Because solution is coming. Because as you are reading, you are thinking, 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 you are thinking. As you are thinking, solution will come. So if idea is not coming yet, it's a sign that you should what? Continue reading. Continue studying. Every material you can find. And you know what? We are in the best time in the human history, where at the click of a button, I have access to amazing resources that some people have put online free of charge. The only thing that you will chop is data. Either to read, or to listen, or to watch. And there are hours and hours and hours. And you remember yesterday we talked about that research by Malcolm Gladwell, that for you to begin to have that idea, you need 10,000 hours of learning. 10,000 hours of learning. If you don't achieve 10,000 hours of learning, you don't become an expert in the field. 10,000 hours of reading and learning in that field. That means you can do your calculation every day. How many hours per day? How many hours per day? So if you have time on your hand, brilliant. Brilliant. If you don't, maybe you spend your... You know, I like traffic in Lagos. Particularly when I'm going somewhere and even when I'm late, what will you do, Seth? You won't leave the car on Third Mainland now. There's traffic. You won't leave the car on Third Mainland. You continue now. You continue driving now. So what do? Maximize the time in traffic. Maximize the time in traffic. How do you maximize it? Convert that time. How do you convert the time? Learn. If you are driving, put something in your ear to listen to. If you're not driving, read. If you're like me, if something is moving and I'm reading, it affects my eyes. For some people, they can read where the event is moving. If not, listen to something. Just keep your mind busy. Keep your mind busy. Keep your mind busy. The more you learn in that area, you know when the Bible says that, study to show yourself approved. You were only approved to be a solution provider in any sector that you believe you are called to when you have studied enough. When you have studied enough. So the real work for us really is learning. Because what is the usefulness of discovering my calling, what I'm called to do, or the area I'm meant to serve, when I really have not developed my mind in that area? I should spend time developing myself, reading and learning and reading and learning and reading and learning. So having discovered where the love and hate me, the next thing is to begin to read and learn. Begin to read and learn. Begin to read and learn. If you can just take time to read and learn, idea will begin to come. Idea will begin to come. This is to enable you acquire the necessary skill needed to solve the problem and thereby creating value for human, and this will inevitably attract wealth to you. So come up with a plan. If it's a social enterprise, that's an NGO, or a commercial enterprise, come up with a plan. Do a business plan. Create a model, a prototype, something that shows how you have solved that problem on a small scale so that you can easily attract partners that will support you. If you are only passionate about one thing, about a thing, but without developing yourself to find solution in that area, it's a sign that you really are not serious or you are incapable of solving that problem. When you do your prototype, then you begin to promote it, share your vision. Share your vision. Let me go back to that lady. So the lady wants to start. She's able to put one child in a public school. So the fee is not much. Maybe he was able to get the school uniform, pay the school fees and the like, and he was able to put the child in. He has one child, then the second child, then the third child, then the fourth child, and he's recording everything. That small work you are doing, record it. You really cannot promote without having an Instagram account. You can't without having an Instagram account. So and then we are having a website. This website might take, that one might even cost you some money. Instagram is free. Video, put it online. Picture, put it online. Interview their parents. Let them talk about how they are happy about, put it online. Don't mind people that will talk. They will talk and you are showcasing. People will talk. You know what you're trying to do. You need to go partner. There's a guy you need to check online. If you are on Instagram, it's called Cocoon Foundation. You know what that guy does? If you go and check now, I'm sure he's sharing Christmas rice somewhere in Lagos. The guy shares food every day. And he has sponsors from outside the country giving him money to feed Nigerians that could not feed themselves. Every day, he has hired people that cook food, different kind of food, every day, feeding thousands of people every day in this Lagos. And he has done it in over 20 states. Every day. How did he start? Just by using the little he has and putting it online and asking for support partners. And when people see, there are people who want to do it, but they don't have the time. But as a way of being part of it, they want to contribute. And as they are contributing every day, if we go to slum, take people out of slum, pay their rent, put them. You need to just check it. Cocoon Foundation. Check it on Instagram. Kokun, Cocoon Foundation. That's an inspiration for you to let you know what people are doing. The people are doing a lot, but we need 1 million Cocoon Foundation in Nigeria. I'm telling you. Do you know how many people are in this country? We are over 120 million. Sorry, over 200 million. 200 million. So Cocoon Foundation is just one person. Even if you feel, can you see many of us don't know him? Even though he's feeding thousands every day. You know why? Lagos is too big. Lagos is too big. Many of us don't know him. Even though he's feeding thousands of people every day in this Lagos. If you go on Instagram, you see him. He has boss. He has staff. Now, regularly, they have timetable of feeding people every day. That is calling. That when you do things that every day, the only thing you do is just making people happy. You don't need mercy. You will live long. You will live long. Why? Because every day, everything you do every day is people are happy. You're making people happy every day. There's nothing else now. There's no two way to it. You know why? Research has shown that when you are happy, when you are excited, when you are satisfied, the body secretes hormones that strengthens your immune system. But when you are sad, hatred, animosity, unforgiving, wickedness, the body also secretes another hormone that paralyzes the immune system. In fact, unforgiveness has been implicated medically as one of the predisposing factors to cancer. Predisposing factor to cancer. Unforgiveness. So that's why I tell people that when people say, I think because people don't understand that the principle of the scriptures are for our own good. It's foolishness that will make you to think that can you imagine that some countries in their laws entrench the principle of scriptures already? It's already part of law, even in other countries that are not religious. Why? Those principles have helped Europeans, Americans. It has helped those countries to become great. And you saw what? Everybody's embracing it. Why people are embracing it? Those are the things that make the world a better place. And that's what the scripture commands us to. And some people don't want to. It's like going on a suicide mission. Really. By saying you don't want to. It doesn't make sense. Which is why we should not see Christianity as a religion, but a way of life, and not see Bible as a religious book, but as a book of principle to live a more meaningful life on the earth. When we see it that way, then we begin to ask ourselves, as you read it, we are asking, what principle is here for me to practice? So, for example, when we see the story of Jesus, like often used as example, feeding 5,000, what do we see? We see only the miracle of supernatural provision. We don't see a heart that is taking care of the needy. The only thing we see is miracle of supernatural provision. Rather than seeing that Jesus was so concerned about the needy, he has to ensure that food is for them. And he has to do that supernaturally. You don't have to do it supernaturally. Go and buy it. Buy the food. Don't do it supernaturally. Don't go and pray for it. Buy the food and support. Because he said, by this shall men know that you are my disciple. When you show love, when you show love, when you show love, when you show love. Let me tell you, if Christians in Nigeria are loving, I'm telling you, you don't need evangelism. people are going to be interested to be Christians. They are going to be naturally interested. Why? They can see the light, they can see the effect, they can see the impact, they can see the result. Why? People are doing what they love to do. They discover themselves and they just do. And when they are doing it, even though you are happy, but they are happier that they are doing what they love to do because it makes them fulfilled, happy. Now, think about this. Imagine if all of us are doing this. How great, how wonderful our world would be. Just imagine for a second. Just imagine for a second. Imagine how wonderful the world would be. We won't see a lot of things we see on our street. I see there's so much things we see that happen. You won't see. Let me tell you, the armed robber will not be in Nigeria. There won't be armed robber. I was telling the story yesterday of some people that went to an estate in Lekki. They want to rob the estate. They say they are hungry, that they need food. So the estate are contributing money every month to feed them. But they have always been there. And you drive your big car past every day, and they're hungry. Later they say, okay, we'll come and feed on you now, since we are hungry. So why is it that we just are very insensitive to the needy around us? Why is it? They were so insensitive. If we have discovered ourselves, I'm telling you, you will find an area where you are going to be creating value as human. And like I said, it will make the world a better place. So for me, I think Jesus has given us the best prescription. We just have not followed it. And until we follow it, no amount of prayer will change our country. The only thing that will change our country is love. The most powerful force on the earth. That's the only thing that will change our country. That's the only thing that will change our country. Love. Love for God and love for fellow men. And you don't love God if you don't love people. He said, how do you say you love man that you have not seen, God that you have not seen, if you don't love man that you can see? And Jesus said, when you do it to the least in the society, then you do it to me. So that means when I give arm to needy on the street, I'm not doing it because of them. So that's why you're an unprofitable servant, really. That's why even some people say, hey, he's not blind. Did Jesus say you should do good to sincere beggar? Did he say that the person is begging? Why are you not begging? It's because you are better off. It's because you are better off. That is begging, even if he's lying, is a sign that something is wrong. That is begging. So leave him, because you are not doing it because of him. He said, when you do it to them, you do it to me. So just seek God in them and do it for them. Seek God in them and do it for them. He said, as much as possible, let's develop ourselves in this area. Like I said, do a prototype. Do something small. Show a sign. No matter how small, but anything you do, capture it, promote it, capture it, promote it. When people see it, I'm telling you, they will connect. They will connect. And when there is a vision, there's always a provision. It's when there's no vision you want to do, there's no provision. And the way you will demonstrate that vision is to let people have an idea of what you really want to do. Write about it. Talk about it. Show evidence that you have started. And you'll be shocked. Now, even though when you started, it's for people, your own need will be met along the line. Your own need will be met along the line. If you're only passionate about things but not developing yourself in that area and finding solution in that area, then it's a sign that you really are not serious about that area of calling. Like I said, when you do your prototype, begin to promote it. Share it. Share your vision with people. You know, another reason why people don't start is money. But money is not cash. Money is a medium of exchange. One of the greatest type of money is relationship. So you are going to demonstrate your credibility, which is money, and then build relationship. And you'll be shocked that the money has always been available, only that you have not shown the world what you are capable of doing for them to come and support you. Now that you know these things, happy are you if you do them. All right, we have about 13 people online. I can see some comments. Let me check. All right, so let's start. Let me have your comment and question. Let me start with offline. I started online before. Let me start offline. Yes. What have you learned? And question first. You know, I like question. Question make us to talk more. And we have 30 minutes for question. Question before comment. Feel free to ask question, please. No stupid question. And if you vary, please feel free. Feel free. It's very important. If you vary, if you feel otherwise, I know this is not. Now, the reason why I strongly believe in these values is because the scripture is the truth. So, truth does not change. Truth does not change. If the scripture is the truth, you can't argue the truth. You are better off aligning with the truth. You are better off aligning with the truth. Yes. Question, please. Chidi. I know you like asking questions. Question. Yes. Question. Okay, comment. Favor, what have you learned? Maybe that will help others to ask questions. You wrote it down, okay. Okay. Yes. If idea is not coming up yet, keep reading, keep learning, look for other material, keep reading, keep learning. When idea begin to pop up, it's a sign that you are really getting there. Go ahead. Yes. You see? See how much people supporting him today. Ah. He will show the video when they are preparing the food. And he will test it himself. You know, this guy will sit with beggar on the street and be feeding them. And I'm not even sure if he's a Christian. I'm not even sure. And if he's not, big challenge for us. Big challenge. Go ahead, please. Brilliant. You made my day. Brilliant. Any other comment? Yes. Yes. Someone said leaders are ladders. In Nigeria, when they get up, we remove the ladder. Leaders are ladders. So if I'm in a position, it's an opportunity to bring others up. And you know what? If you bring others up, if you have challenge that will bring you down, they might be your support. You might just be helping yourself by helping others. So every position we have is a privilege. Because it's only going to be for a season anyway. So whether we like it or not, that time will be over. So when the time is over, you ask yourself, how have I maximized that position? And the only way I will maximize it if I use it for what it was meant for. And because it's not for myself. Ruth. Yes. And which could be the same people or others. So which is why if I feel what I want to do is a social enterprise, an NGO, and I'm adding value, it's people I'm helping they cannot help me now. It's just like, that's why I use that example of Cocoa Foundation. Other people are the one that will help, but they must know. I don't know what they will know. It's for me to showcase it and let them see that good work so they can support me. Yes. Despise it and feel And really, it's easy to despise it and say, you don't probably don't even want to associate with it, not knowing that each time you should also ask, why are other people, if there are things you are very passionate about, either hate or love, why is the other people not? That's a sign that there's more to that thing than just that meet the eye. So it's not just by chance, it's there's more to it than meet the eye. Yes, Manuel. So, Ayo. Is it Ayo? Is it Ayo you told me yesterday? Okay, go ahead. Yes. There's a provision. There's a provision. Please, I beg you. Money cannot stop you from achieving your dream. Only you can stop yourself. I'm serious. Money cannot stop you. If you understand the order of life, cash, because when you say money, it's cash you're looking at. And cash is the lowest expression of money. Money cannot stop you. You is who can stop you. Only you can stop you. There is always a small way to start. If I can find a way to start, the next is to look for partner. Because relationship is money. Relationship is money. So if you have a big vision, don't worry about the big vision. Look for a small way you can start. Look for a small way you can start. The highest level of money is credibility. Companion relationship is money. Character is money. Competence is money. Cash is the lowest level of money. Credibility, companion relationship, character, and competence. Now, look at this. The more the intangible money you possess in life, the more you attract cash. If you have credibility and you showcase it, you have character, you showcase it. In fact, character will make people to give you money to support your vision. They know you will not waste the money. Credibility shows that you have done it. You show you can do it. Competence shows that you have what it takes. And relationship. So so many of us are so rich, but we only. That's why some people say poverty is in the mind, and that's true. Because there are so many opportunities around, but we are not seeing it because we don't see. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday. I see her every day, and we discussed. So I was just asking her about what she's doing, blah, blah, blah. And I said, she has a skill, and she needs to get a shop. And she said there's no money. How much is it to get a shop? So you are in a church, and there are people in that church, and you are helping in that church. And you can't find 6, 7 people that can give you 10K to be able to get a shop. Something is wrong. That means you don't see those people in relationship or money. I don't understand. So why are you brethren in the fellowship? If you cannot put that, this is what I want to do. This is what I need. This is how much I have. I don't know how much you can use to support me. I don't get it. And because people don't see relationship as money. Until we begin to see relationship as money, that any dream I have, people can support. I just need to show that I will be truthful. I won't use that money for something else. And then I show evidence that I can do it. So, everybody wants to be part of the story. Tomorrow when you are big, even that lady was starting, I supported her. They are happy to say it. Everybody wants to be part of what is good. But thinking that your dream is not being fulfilled because of money, that's not true. That's not true. And that can never be true. You know why? Money is not cash. Money is a medium of exchange. Cash is just a type of money. So please, any dream you have, cash cannot stop you. If cash stops you, that means what stops is not cash, it's knowledge of how to harness your intangible money to attract tangible money. Am I making sense, please? Knowledge on how to what? Harness your intangible money to attract tangible money. That's what is stopping you. Cash cannot stop you. Cash cannot stop you. What money did God have when he created heaven and earth? What money did he use? Through faith, we understand that the world were framed by the word of God. So that the things that are seen are made out of the things that are not seen. Does it make sense to you? Everything you see in the physical, everything you see in the physical, first created in the spirit. Everything you see manifested in the physical, first created in the spirit. Everything. Including man. When God created man in Genesis chapter 1, it was the spirit. In chapter 2, he formed the man. He built the woman. Everything you see, 75% of everything you see was created in the spiritual. 75. So see this building. The architect did 75% of the job. Created in his mind, put it down. That is the first level. That's the most important creation. The builder does not have anything to do if there's no first creation. The first and the most important creation is that creation in the mind of the architect that drew it. But the architect must have something in mind before he drew. That is the most important. Every other thing anybody is doing is following the instruction of what the architect has already created. So the intangible creation is more important. It's more important. So please, and this is a mindset thing. A mindset that cash cannot stop you, not money. Money can stop you, but cash cannot stop you. Money can stop you. Lack of character can stop you. Lack of competence can stop you. Lack of relationship can stop you. But cash alone cannot stop you. I don't know if anybody is getting anything. Cash alone cannot stop you. Please. It's very important that cash alone cannot stop you. That mindset will help you to be able to now do your part and see how you can get partners. Like I said, if there's a vision, and that vision is to solve human problem, and you have what it takes to solve it, there'll be provision. Yes. You want to say something?
I have a comment concerning our earliest philanthropist.
Our what?
Earliest philanthropist. I think the reason they are getting this notification is because God has placed a blessing in the Bible. When Jesus said, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." That is why they are getting the notification. So if I have this passionate heart to help people, definitely, even without that sustenance, but the fact that I have that heart to showcase mercy, I will get the notification.
It's not sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, you reap. Whatever you sow, you reap. So if this is what I'm sowing, I will reap it. And I don't need to pray about it. It's just like water cycle that causes rain. You don't need to pray for rain. Rain will fall. Why? Water cycle. Carbon cycle, phosphorus cycle. They are principles that God has set forth on the earth that just make things to work. So it doesn't matter if I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm an Hindu. If I key into the principle, as long as I'm His creation, it works for me. It works for me. It works for me. So nothing can stop you except you. As far as material is concerned, that's why the Bible says money answereth all things. Each time I talk to people, I always ask them, do they believe in that scripture? They will say yes. And I will say, does money buy salvation? They say no. But the Bible says money answers all things now. You know why? Our definition of money. What will make you to accept Christ is character. You were humble enough to accept Christ. Character is money. So indeed, money can buy salvation. Only that it's not the cash you are looking at. It's character that will buy it. Money answers all things. But not the cash money. Because when God created the world, there was no cash. In fact, in the earlier part of the agrarian age, it was trade by barter now. There was no cash. It was trade by barter. It was trade by barter. Yes, any other question? Let me go online. Deji, you just joined us. Deji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I need your comment or question.
Yes, sir. It has been, although I've not been joining for some time now.
Yeah.
But today, this morning, I was able to join. We always, the mindset that we always believe that money is, when you talk about money, our mind always goes to cash. And you said something this morning that was so striking that when you want to do something, you should not say money can stop you, but cash alone cannot stop you. I wrote that one down.
Cash alone cannot stop you.
And also, you know, when you talk about money, I might I want to start business, but there's no money.
That thing is a
I want to start business, but there's no money. That is the song.
I want to start business, and people use it as a reason. And I think it's just inability to harness the potential of the intangible money. Go ahead, please.
And that's what I'm also a victim also. So I'm also a victim, and that was so striking because we always neglect all this other part of the money, the companion, the competence, the character, and these are very, very key. This can get you. And if you look at it also, people have used these tools over the years and they've gotten what they want. People will tell you that I started this business without a kobo of mine, without a penny of it.
Yeah.
Multi-million-dollar business and all that. So we don't see it from that angle, but you make it came home now. As you explain it, it really came home to me, and I took that you can do anything with money, not cash. I might always go to cash, and cash is not money. Like I always say, cash is the lowest form of money.
Yeah.
So I got that. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me call the Ruth online. Ruth online. Ruth, are you there? Okay, Ruth is not with us yet, or she's busy. Stella. Hello, Stella. Hello, Stella. Okay, Stella is also not there. Samson, are you there? Hello, Samson.
Hello, good afternoon. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here.
Go ahead, please. Question or comment?
Okay, I don't have question, even though I've been on and off because of work.
Oh, okay.
I've had to jump on another interview. But
okay.
The last part where you the other part where you made mention of, I remember you talked about a woman who used to be a prostitute, but decided to reach out to people, being someone who God has used that situation.
Yeah.
I really learned from that, and I can attest to that sometimes some things happen and they become like the platform for you to reach others.
Yes. Yeah.
So especially when you can share your story and people can identify with it, and you can tell them that if you can scale through and you can become somebody who you are at the moment, they too can learn from that and become better. So it's like an evidence for others to believe what you're preaching, whether in your business or whatever. And the last other part about money as well, the orientation or change from seeing money as not just a physical thing. Yeah, it makes you to have that peace of mind that even if I don't have 1 naira in my account,
yes,
I can still go ahead and do something.
Yes, very important.
It will help you to have a good hold of your peace. That some people, the moment they are running out of cash, they start to ponder and fearful and think of who will loan me money, who will borrow me money. If they have a deep review of what they have, they wouldn't have a need to be lending money from anybody or getting someone to lend them money other. So with your other currency, you can get this done and get going. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm coming. I saw the lady I'm trying to call is no more with us. That was Oreolua. Okay. Ruth says she's busy. Stella is having issue with the network. Yemi, is Yemi there now? Yemi, are you there now? Okay, Yemi is busy. Faith, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, I have a question.
Go ahead.
You said that money can stop somebody from starting or doing something, but cash cannot stop somebody from starting.
Yes.
So how does one access the money? Yes.
How does one what?
Access the money, or even know, like how is somebody supposed to, how do I put my question now? Yeah, my question, I think the basic way I can ask the question is, how does one access the money that can help them start something
How
without
can then,
actually having cash?
without access to cash?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you an example. When I left Diamond Bank in 2010, the first office I got, I used it free of charge for 1 year in Surulere, and it was given to me by my friend. What kind of money am I using? Don't mute yourself or mute yourself. What kind of money am I using?
Cash.
That's not cash. I didn't pay anything for it. But I'm using money. What kind of money? I gave you 5 types of money, right? Credibility.
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that
I
part.
gave 5 levels of money. 4 of them are intangible.
Okay.
1 is tangible.
Let me write it.
Intangible are credibility, companion, character, and competence. The only tangible one is cash. So out of these 5, which one do you think I use to get the office accommodation free of charge for 1 year?
Companion.
Companion. Because I saw that there's money in relationship. There are things I don't have that my friend have, or someone I know have, and the person can give me access to it because he has it, and I have a relationship with him. But if I don't see it as money, I'll be looking for money to go and rent in Surulere. Money I would have used to do other thing in the business, I would have used it for rent.
Oh.
But I didn't have to do that because the real issue is, first of all, I need to reorientate myself to know that intangible money is more potent and important than tangible money. Number 1. Then that intangible money that is more potent, I need to know, identify them, recognize them, and be able to harness them to attract the tangible money. Because the more intangible money I have, and I recognize and I use, the more I can attract the cash I want to have. Does it make sense, Faith?
Yes, sir. Yes, it does. Thank you.
You've not made your comment, though.
So I was not exactly listening because I was doing something, but okay, so far I learned what I understand from what were talking about. You're talking about how you can figure out your calling from what you hate and what you love.
Yes.
And so if you go like when you gave the example of cleaning, it took me back to it when I was in jam class, and anytime I go to the class is always dirty and I just cannot sit down and
you can't sit down.
and so I would literally go and get a broom and sweep and clean up everywhere because I was just so irritated by this side. Sir?
I said, where are the other people in that class that don't bother?
Yes, like a lot of them just walked inside. Like some people will even be there sitting down. And I'm like, can't you see this place? How are you comfortable sitting down in such an environment to learn? Yeah. Like it was so it was just an irritating sight, and I cleaned it up. Anytime I got there, I'll clean and just sit down. And
someone else, instead of cleaning it, will be fighting everybody. Will be accusing her, just abusing everybody, just fighting everybody. Why is he fighting everybody? Why is he fighting everybody? Because he thinks, why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? And that's more important than fixing the problem.
Oh, okay.
And then the person become angry and become enemy of everybody.
Yes.
And because secondary school, they might now be doing it when you know he has not come. They put paper on the floor. Put paper on the floor. He says it's coming, it's downstairs, it's coming up. You put paper on the floor and throw it so that you'll be angry when you come inside. So you'll be angry when you come inside.
So in that case, cleaning is not that person's calling.
Yes, that's individual differences. I wish we all know this and understand this in relationship and marriage. It will make our life easier. I'm telling you. To understand the difference between us as man and woman and between our interests as husband and wife. If you understand it, I'm telling you, it will make life easier for us. We'll be able to manage our differences. Because we now understand that it's not doing it deliberately. Only that it's just, so he might have to work to be able to do that thing you think he should do. So imagine a lady who is in a house and he has this attitude. Or had this, he doesn't, and the husband is finicky, you know? The husband is very finicky. The husband must not sit small. He will now be fighting. Instead of the husband to clean it himself.
My mom is like that. She'll see something she doesn't like. Instead of doing it.
Do it now. Why are you? Instead of causing fight. Do it. For African man. You know, Fela song was very right. I'll be African man, original. I don't be gentle. But for the guy to be the one to notice it, just fix it. Just fix it. Just fix it. But I won't. Yeah. Yes. There is always cleaning. If that's one that is cleaning, if he's well oriented and he understands that the reason why I see this because of who I am, and that this can be even a profession for me in future, he will take it more seriously. That's why I tell people that if you understand the goal of work, as in when you are working anywhere, that you see that an opportunity to learn. And when they give you extra work, you see an opportunity to learn. For me, that he's the only one sweeping is an opportunity. It's an opportunity. But he doesn't see it. You know why? Society will say you are mugu sheep. Society will make you look stupid and foolish for being the one cleaning when everybody is dirty in the place. You say what? So, no, it's good you tell them, but you should, if you feel you should take care of it, take care of it. Don't fight because of it. But like you said, it's good you let them know this is not right. But you know, you are the one seeing it as not right. They are not seeing it. Yes. Yeah, no, that's the beauty. If you do it, if they really love you, they won't want to be dirty in the place again because they feel like they are doing deliberately. So they will also be concerned and fix it. Yeah. Yes, you wanted to say something. 2 questions. Interesting. Where we are. Okay.
First of all, looking at what you love and where you hate, let's connect it, not just to calling now with your career.
And you know, career is just what you choose. Do you understand? Unless you choose that career in an area of your calling, that means you were deliberate or you just lucky. You understand? You were deliberate or you were lucky. Deliberate in the sense that you knew that this is the area of your calling and you choose a course in that area. Or you just find yourself doing it and it's something you love already. Yes. But no, the issue is this. Both of them should be together. Only that most of the time they are not together.
So if you are to look at just be certain things that you love, not really what you need. I mean, how to balance.
No, your uniqueness is like what you do differently. So it might just be a pointer. Like if you are unique in the sense that let's go back to Nick Jubinic. That one does not have anything to do with lot of 8. Now, all that I'm talking about are characteristics that can be independent of the other characteristics. So don't try to like as if they are all those dots must be connected for me to find it. No. They are independent on their own and they can be related also. But they are independent on their own. So Nick Jubinic, he doesn't love, it's not that he loves that he doesn't have arm now. Or hate people that have arm. But the uniqueness created a platform for him.
What prompted my question is still on the area of people dealing with multiple people.
Okay.
So if they are building first on one particular thing,
And I said you should build on area you are most passionate about. And then you can add others later on. But look for the one you are most passionate about.
that touches them.
All the things. Okay. Any other comment or question? It's 12 already. Some people didn't talk here. Oh. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I know, buying on different things. And so the issue now is, the first thing is to identify the area of calling, the area of my interest, the area, so that I will now look at out of the area. The most important thing is what I love to do, what makes me different, or what motivates me, like we discussed yesterday, more than money. Now, if 3-4 things motivate me more than money, out of all those 3-4 things, which of them am I most passionate about? I can love teaching. So I can teach children, I can teach adults, I can teach secondary school, I can university, but I'm probably most passionate about university. So for me, for example, I'm more passionate to talk to people like this than to talk to, even though I talk to people in secondary school. Do you understand? But I prefer people that are a bit older than people in secondary school. Even though I do for both. So which one are you most passionate about of all the things you love to do? And that means the one you really feel more convenient and feel a lot easier to do than others. I want this man at the back. What's your name again? I've forgotten your name. I've not seen you in a long time. How are you? What's the name again? Grant, yes, Grant, yes. You joined us early now. You and Abigail. And what's the name, sir? Okay, yes. So, Grant, just briefly, other question or comment? Yes. Monty. Okay, yeah.
So what is said about personality? What is the most passionate about? What is the area he finds himself to be most thrilled about?
Most yes, passionately hating or passionately loving. Looking for the connection of both. Yes. You understand? You don't understand the book, but you can stand up if you want to.
So I came
Late, okay.
What I meant actually because there are some ideas that will come in my heart.
Okay.
I think since the beginning of this
month. Oh, okay.
Both physical and spiritual about
Okay.
myself
Okay.
and where I go.
Okay.
So from what I heard about trying to help, that is really helping because there's a particular thing that was inspired in my heart to do.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That has helped me to really work
Towards it. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Yes. And please don't be deceived. There will be challenges. And the fact that there are challenges does not mean, well, mommy, I thought this is, there will be challenges. Devil does not like anything good. But more importantly is that on this earth, nothing great is achieved without overcoming challenges. And that's really what creates greatness. Yes, sir. From challenges. Destiny, yes. Yes. Is it incessant anger or anger towards a particular person or a particular thing? Little thing like, okay, with people, okay. Now, so what makes him angry is unable to manage the people. Manage the customer. Do you know? Is that what you're saying? That, so he has a customer and is unable to manage the customer. Now, this is not where love or hate meet. I don't know if you understand the difference now. And I love this example you give. This is not where love or hate meet. This is someone having issue managing people. So, first of all, you know, if I'm going to be disciplined in life, I need to have a vision. Vision in form of a pain or gain. So if I'm going to discipline myself to avoid that, I need to ask myself very important question. The essence of this business is to create value for customer. But I must understand that I will meet different customers. And if this customer don't come to buy, I don't have a business. So there is a pain of customer not coming. And there is a gain in customer coming. So I need to be able to see the gain of enduring the customer. That's why people say customer is king. Because the customer can say something you don't like. You don't need to. Why will you be angry with your customer? You can be angry afterward when he has gone, but not when he's there. Because you need him to pay now. But you need to get to that point. You know, that kind of person, what will teach him is hunger and poverty. That's what will teach the person. If he discovers that he's losing customer, and he knows that it's his attitude that is chasing away customer, until he gets to that point of hunger and poverty, that he is causing himself, he will not like to change. That's the pain I'm talking about. You know, the Bible says that Jesus Christ, for the joy that was set before him, endured the cross. So there's no way you will be able to be disciplined if there's nothing you are seeing ahead. There must be something you are seeing that makes you to be either a pain or gain that makes you to be disciplined. So vision creates discipline. The vision, a student will read because of vision of failure. He knows that this failure will mean extra year or extra term or extra that means the junior students have been beaten. They're going to come and meet me here. So if we can imagine that, it becomes easier to manage it. A lot easier to manage it. A lot easier to manage it. That would be my recommendation. If it's a Christian, then you need to pray. If it's a Christian, then you need to pray. All right. We'll be moving on to the next one now. Before we take our break, and we'll go back to our stormy session of yesterday, discussing issues of issues that question and challenge your faith as Christian, so that when your children come back from school and say, Mommy, my friend said there's nothing like God. What do you tell him? You tell me, shut up! What? Are you a child of the devil? Okay. You have just told him to go and find the answer outside. That's what you have told him. If you don't find the answer to that question. And teenagers are becoming atheists. And we felt it's becoming important that we strengthen what we believe. Being able to have answer ahead for our children who are going to ask that question, believe it or not. Because like I said, teenagers are becoming atheists. You know why teenagers are becoming atheists? They are asking questions that nobody has asked before. Or they have not accepted the answer that some people that we have been given before. They're not accepting it. They want answer. Else, they look stupid and foolish. Unfortunately, they have access to the internet. And on the internet, there are resources to build you. There are also resources to destroy you, depending on the one you choose to consume. And they are not wise enough to know which one to choose. They just see that the argument of this guy sounds logical. I'm foolish and stupid to believe there is God because I've not seen God before. And then we ask, Daddy and Mommy, have you seen God before? He said, I've not. So why do you believe what you have not seen? We'll get there. We have a very interesting session yesterday. And I was impressed that people said they actually like that session. Someone is asking a question, sir. So these are just ways one can figure out their calling, not they are connected. Yes, faith, that's exactly what I'm saying. How did you find out what your passion is? I will tell you now. The next session I'm going with let you know how I find out what my passion is. what I believe I'm called to do. So how does one know the good and bad information? You must have a moral compass. The only way you know an information is good or bad is that you have a foundation. The foundation must be based on truth. The foundation must be based on truth. Either truth generally in the society or truth as far as God or the concept of God is concerned. So you must have a compass. There must be a yardstick to know if it's good information or bad information. And the truth of scripture can help us to know if it's a good or bad information. All right. Moving on to the third session today.